Society sucks. Why can't it be con weekend forever? I feel this way after every convention that I go to, but especially after ZENKAIKON. I have mentioned many times that it is my favorite convention of all time, and this year proved me right once again. So it is time for the annual recap vlog. I definitely got myself more involved with the con itself this year. I ran a meetup, I did a lot of masquerade things, and I also stayed on site at the Marriott for the first time, which I can never go back to commuting because that was so nice to just have the hotel room right up there. I really did not have a lot of problems with the event or anything really surrounding it. It's just that the week before the con was a little rough. Happy ZENKAIKON Eve. It's day 0 and I'm not there. I'm working on my build book because I neglected it until last night and I just have a page and a half left to do, so I've gotta finish that before I get on the road. Oh, and fun thing about getting on the road, my car's fucked, to put it nicely. I literally found this out yesterday, so I had to rearrange all of my travel plans at the very last minute, and it stressed me out a lot, but I figured it out, and I can still get down there and get back to my house from there. So I'm trying to chill, and I think it's gonna be a good time. So yeah, unfortunately, bittersweet start to my favorite weekend of the year, but it can only get better. It can only get better. That's what I keep telling myself. So that was a bit of a scramble, but my mom helped out and our local friends who were also going to the convention helped us out. I was delivered to Eileen's place the night before and just hung out there until we had to leave for our hotel in the morning. I've been delivered.
Yep.
Yeah.
In the dorm.
I'm back in the building again! We ready. We just printed the book. And so did you.
Yep, mine's just in my bag.
Yeah. I'm carrying them because I didn't bring a bag with me. And now I have nothing left to do tonight except help Eileen where she needs it.
Con crunching.
Con crunching! Impartial, pretty princess. I added bracers this time. These are the $60 ones I bought at the Ren Fair. I was not letting them go to waste. And I also remembered Keyleth has bracers. Everything else is on there because I don't feel like putting it on. And we just need to wait for our ride. Otherwise we'd be on the road. Not having a car is, it's whatever, but also I'm impatient. I needed it to be con season yesterday.
Yeah. I like my, my stupid, what's it called, windshield wiper fluid?
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's the crowning jewel of the
fits in there.
Tetris.
Perfect.
Yeah, everything totally works. 3 people, 1 car, we've totally done it. Of course. There she is. This makes a nice background, the... yeah. Hello. 1 double booked room later, I'm inside. I have a meetup in about a half hour, so I just got my badge and I'm gonna walk around by myself for a little bit to reorient. My antlers are so floppy, but I cannot fix them. And it's actually pretty nice outside. I stood on top of the parking garage for a little while and it's a beautiful day. So I think I have an outside shoot later, so that's a good sign. My husband has returned from war. All right, we just checked in for mask and they recognized my Keyleth from Colossal East, which is pretty cool. And now we're going outside. As I said before, it's a very nice day.
To the outside.
To the outside. The wings aren't working. Too wimpy. Starting off Friday as Keyleth was a bit of a choice. I love that costume and I think I look beautiful in it, but it's so complicated to like put on, and having to sit in the car driving down and all of that was not always comfortable. And those antlers Oh, those poor antlers. I don't know why, but every time I try to fix them, they just flop over again. And I've got to come up with a better solution to keep them upright because I will be wearing this for the next couple of years at least on and off. But I got to start out my con with 4 out of 7 Vox Machina group, which was really, really fun because it felt like there was the whole party, even though we were missing a Scanlan, a Pike, and a Grog. Maybe next time.
This is the view that we have of the city from the room. I'm taking a break because I don't want to be princess anymore. Everything is out. So, break time, food time.
And to properly explain the hotel room debacle, so they confused me with somebody with the same last name. So they sent me to their room instead of mine. So I had to wait an extra, 20 minutes for my actual room because I had to give them my name, confirm, wait for one to be ready, and then go get all my stuff up. Which is what it is. Complete accident. I'm not too upset about it, but I'm still coming down from the stress of it. Sorry, I keep looking down because the chicken place that I want to go to is right down there, and I want to do that after my meetup later. I'm going to change into Officer Vanessa, and we're gonna run the FNAF meetup pretty soon, and I'm freaking out a little bit.
Which one? I don't know. Which one do you think we're going to? On floor 18, Upper Town. I don't know.
So I realized something as I went to get my food. I got the donut holes, and I'm Vanessa. A cop got donuts. Yeah. So, irony. I also was just really hungry, and this was the first thing that looked appealing to me. Meet up in 45. I'm really worried and excited at the same time, but it's gonna go great.
Yeah, it's gonna go great.
It's gonna go so great. Yeah. I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone by hosting a fandom meetup. I came up with the idea in November, December to do a Five Nights at Freddy's fandom meetup, but instead of making it just a cosplay photo shoot, there would be activities for the other people who weren't necessarily cosplaying to do. I made little conversation cards with questions. I made those Freddy felt pins that were in one of my previous videos. It wasn't the last video at this point because I uploaded the skit, but yeah, that video. And it was decently well attended. I think there was about 20-25 people in the room at its highest point, and it made me very happy that people actually came out and appreciated the things that I did. We did get dinner at that chicken place, by the way, and then we went back up to our room to recharge before cosplay for your life. And also, we watched a very important video.
So tonight is the night that Amazing Digital Circus episode 8 drops, so we're putting her on the big screen, and we're emotionally prepared for anything, right?
Cheers.
Cheers! Be back in a second with live Meg reaction and also live Eileen reaction.
Yeah. I think I accidentally killed Kane.
Oops.
So let me keep
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was very hard to pretend like everything was fine as we went down to wait in line, but that aside, oh my god, Cosplay for Your Life slayed so hard. They really upped the event from last year. They were given a bigger time slot. It was 18 plus instead of general audience this year, which allowed for a little more diversity in the acts. It did run very late until the night, but it was absolutely worth it. I was not tired of any of it. I mean, I was ready to go back to bed, but that kept my energy going right until the very end. I loved it.
Lancaster evening. You can see our reflections more than the skyline. So they're kind of just superposed on top of it.
Yeah.
Yes. We rule this city. Too soon. Our city now.
Day 2, Crusty Crew. I actually have a voice. which is low-key shocking because the lip sync went until past 12 a.m. and all of my friends were amazing. The meetup also went swimmingly yesterday, and I'm very happy about that. So today is going to be primarily masquerade things, so I'm gonna be this until I have to get into Harper in a couple of hours, and I'm very excited to perform again. But I also need to still wake up a little bit, because last night was a lot. But yeah, that's today's vibe. You're off camera, how you doing?
Honestly, pretty good. Less of a voice than you, but vibing. Got tea.
Oh, hold up. Yeah. They've got tea. I've got tea over there that I need to sip on probably a little more before I go down. What the chappy doing? I'm broke. Split a seam. I'm getting tailored by Deku Academia Man right now, so that's wonderful. The current Are You Okay counter is like 10 already, and it's been an hour on the floor. And I'm being repaired. The Jester doll needs to get sewn back up.
I thought that was for the rap ball.
Oh, true.
Frog in a vlog. Frankie over here got judged.
I did.
And it went very well, apparently.
I think so.
Yep.
I got a lot of compliments, so
That's good.
Yeah, we're both gonna be on stage tonight.
exciting.
Very exciting.
I was not in Pomni for longer than like 2.5 hours. The morning of Saturday, I literally rehearsed, went through Artist Alley once, saw a really cool panel, and then went back upstairs to power nap, have lunch, and change. I think Artist Alley was the only part of con that I was like uncomfortable with in any capacity, because every time I went in, there was just no room to breathe. Even in the like more spacious areas, I felt really, really uncomfortable with just the way people were moving around. It was probably for the better that I wasn't in there a lot, because the car stuff put a big no-no on excess spending. I got a total of 1 print and some stickers, and then Char bought me another print. He says it just appeared in his hand, so I'll take it if it's free. When I changed into Harper, I was feeling her. I felt amazing when I finally had that all together. I don't know what it was that made me suddenly feel so much like a diva, but I strutted into that con hall with more confidence than I had for the entirety of the weekend. From the moment I got into her, it was go, go, go. It was pre-judging, then photo shoot, then the date everything meetup for a grand total of 5 minutes, then the green room, then masquerade. So she was a busy woman on Saturday night and afternoon. There's pro-lifers across the street. I'm not gonna give them the time of day, but I felt like that was important information to share, that there's like 3 abortion is murder signs. Yep. Always a protester.
How long can you do it for?
Like it's having enrichment time.
Yeah, put the child in seal mode. Everybody do it with me, hit the sea lion.
This is what happens when All Might doesn't.
I got judged. I handed in my build book. Everybody was very nice, very hype. There were 5 of them, which actually I guess helped a little bit more because there were so many people to talk to. It wasn't, I don't know how to word what I want to say right now, but like I like that there was a good group of people. That's where I want to say it. A lot of different expertise in that panel of judges. I'm very excited to actually be on stage later. That is going to be so fun. And I feel much more excited now that I've gotten the judging part over with. I don't have the photos back yet, but our photographer for our Date Everything photo shoot found a laundromat in a 10-minute walk from the convention center, and nobody was in it when we got there. So we got to do a completely uninterrupted photo shoot with actual washers and dryers and laundry equipment. And I love that we got that opportunity. I love having unique location shoots at cons and not just the same 2 areas that everybody else is doing. I mean, like, the Brick Garden and the fountain and stuff in Lancaster are great, beautiful shots, but you can't do every cosplay there. I like that we got something unique out of it this year.
Green room. T-minus 30. Oh my god. We're making friends. Join our vlog. Hi.
Masquerade. Oh, where do I begin on Masquerade? Char and I have been working on our skit since October, I believe. And we've been meeting up regularly to choreograph, show costume progress. We've been texting back and forth. And I am so proud of the final performance that we put together. I remember us walking off stage and being like, I feel like that was perfect. And it definitely wasn't perfect. There were 1 or 2 things that I would have tightened up looking back at the videos, but I am still so proud of us nonetheless because we worked so hard on it and it went off basically without a hitch. And the fact that we got to do it in this masquerade of all things, every single skit was just fantastic to watch. And the screen in the green room actually worked this year, so we actually got to watch it. I can understand why awards were delayed and rushed at the end, because it was pretty tight competition. Everybody was really good. I would have had a hard time deliberating between certain acts too, so I understand you judges. I never go in to cons expecting to win. There's always a little bit of hope, but it's never my goal to walk away with a prize. I do like the thought of it, but it's not everything. It's more so just getting to show off my love of performing. This one though, I was a little more hopeful for at least like a judge's award or a minor award, because we put so much work into it and I would have really liked it to be recognized. So when they started announcing the awards from our category, or the ones that I thought we would qualify for, I put my phone in my lap and just hit play to see what would happen. And I'm so lucky that I did.
I have the pleasure of introducing not just second beginner performance, but third beginner performance.
Third place.
And third beginner performance belongs to number 7.
Oh my god!
What's the name? Megan Char!
I do wish that I hadn't hit stop though, because our name and skit number was not called once.
Moving on to second place beginner craftsmanship, and that's going to be number 7, Megan Char.
But twice. I'm so sad that I don't have my facial reaction to the craftsmanship award, because I was the only one of the duo that got prejudged, and I was really worried because I'm not a great craftsman. So to get second overall in our category had me in literal tears. My hands were trembling. I couldn't focus on the next several announcements because I was in utter shock. Harper really was a labor of love, and I'm so glad that she was recognized. But I'm also so glad that mine and Char's joint efforts in performance were recognized as well. This is his first major award. You should be hyping him up too if you're hyping me up. This is a collaborative effort. It was not just me. Okay? Okay? Okay, good, we're good. And honestly, the little prize basket that we got made up for me not really doing anything in Artist Alley, because I received several prizes, including but not limited to sewing clips, sewing pins, a washable fabric marker, a gift bag from Moon Family Studios with random handmade items, a bunch of commercial sewing patterns, a garment bag, and a Moodang sticker. I probably forgot something in there, but I don't remember what it is right now. Oh, that's what it is, $25 gift card to Sunset Makeup. Thank you for that. I do highly recommend that if you're watching this, you also watch the full VOD of The Masquerade. I will link it in the description because every single act deserves their flowers. They were all fantastic.
There's another bobby pin in this one.
What the fuck? I got the thing.
I filmed next to nothing on Sunday because it was a little chaotic trying to check out with 5,000 other people. Do not recommend.
When I put this clip in the vlog, I'm going to put just Jeopardy music over top of it because that is that's how it feels right now. We're 10 minutes of waiting.
Something like that.
Something like that. Pushing on 15.
Yeah.
Both buttons pressed. Service elevator guy over there. We're ready.
We had heard before we went down that the elevators were taking a horridly long time because everyone was trying to get in them. We actually, while we were waiting for the elevators on our floor, we met Lisa Reimold, the voice of Fallon from Dungeon Meshi, and she and her handler were just like, nah, screw it, we're taking the stairs. And if we didn't have a cart full of cosplays packed up, we probably would have done the same thing. We ended up in the service elevator.
Con over. It was sad. It was a little too much inside, so I took no videos for the rest of the day, but did Artist Alley, and then got beignets and a couple of final photos, and that's really all there is to it. So now it's time for drive and multiple car swap again. We are, yep, on our last legs right now.
Yeah. Very tired.
Yep.
Feet are dying.
Yeah, thankfully it's
also in heels. So
you are in heels. Yeah, thankfully it's warm out, so at least walking up is not going to be terrible. Yeah, it's like 70 degrees right now, which is beautiful.
The beignets slapped, by the way. Highly recommend Lancaster Beignet Co. Only other super notable thing that happened on Sunday is that when I got home, I saw a double rainbow, and I felt like that was a very good way to cap off such an incredible weekend. I always leave this con feeling so fulfilled, motivated, ready to get going on my projects for the rest of the year, and missing my friends a whole lot. This con felt so much more community-centered than it has in years past for me, and I guess being more involved in participating in and running events really helped with that. I also did something I've never done before and printed off a badge ribbon. This is a reference to both the Five Nights at Freddy's movie where Corey Kenshin plays the taxi driver and to Random Encounters Five Nights at Freddy's musical. The actual line is Uber driver for a bunch of puppets, but I felt like taxi driver would be picked up by more people. And handing out all of these helped me meet so many more people that I probably wouldn't have interacted with otherwise. Oh, and it also got me all of these. I think my total is 18 ribbons this year, not counting mine. And I think that is all that I have to say about ZENKAIKON 2026. I love this con, I love this community, and I hope that it continues to flourish. It would be nice if it were a little less crowded next year, but I want it to keep flourishing because it is so special to me and everybody who attends. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to see more cosplay and con related content, be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and hit all of the buttons you want to hit, and I will see you in the next one.